In the next series of Toy Spots, we're going to be having a look at the NECA Real Toys Hellraiser Series 1 figures. These are the figures that where if you collect all 6 pieces, you can build your very own puzzle box. We're going to be starting those reviews. Of course, we're going to be starting those reviews with the head of the Cenobites. We're going to be looking today at Pinhead. I know, I don't shoot enough reviews for horror movie figures. I know a lot of you horror fans out there have been clamoring, Spot, come on, what's going on? How come no more horror movie figure reviews? So I answered those questions with this video as hopefully a good answer for you. I haven't forgotten about you guys out there, and I'm still a huge horror movie fan. Totally got sidetracked. At any rate, we're going to be starting those reviews of the 6 figures that form the puzzle box. If you didn't get your chance to get a puzzle box on its own, this was a prime opportunity to collect all 6 and build your own. Build your own box to hell. At the top, we've got a picture of Pinhead, not actually of the movie, a picture of the figure. So you can see right from the beginning how nice of a sculpt the figure actually is. I also want to bring your attention to the tag up top, $9.99. Spot, did you pay $9.99? Absolutely not. I certainly spent a lot more than $9.99. But a great package nonetheless. It's 3 series in total. The third series, which really shouldn't even talk about in this review, but the third series was so hard to find. At any rate, you can collect all of them down below. A wide array of figures here. Certainly, again, I will be going through all of them, so rest assured. You can collect them all. You can also visit the Hellraiser website at www.hellraiserthemovie.com. The read-up on Pinhead says, Dark Prince of Pain, Angel of Suffering, Leviathan's Lord of the Damned. In the First World War, Captain Elliot Spencer witnessed many atrocities. His appetites were indulged, but it was through the lament configuration and the order of the gash that a world of experience beyond limits would open to him and eventually become his domain. Now with the crown of golden pins embedded deep into his skull, he walks the corridors of hell and the nightmares and fantasies of the living. A fantastic read-up on Pinhead. I don't know about the golden pins. To me, Pinhead always seemed to have silver pins, but I digress. The creative team behind it, we got development Randy Falk, I guess. Art director Ed Repka. We got sculptor Kyle Windricks. Accessories Oliver Brigg. Bang my camera. Set design Rich Catino. Consultant Gary J. Tunnicliffe. And graphics Brian Roll. Oh, also copyright 2003. So just in case you guys were wondering how old these figures were, you're looking at 2003. Enough talking from this guy on this packaging. What we're going to do is we're going to open this up. We're going to look at the first piece of the puzzle box, the first of 6, and we of course are going to have a look at Pinhead. So there's more on the way, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. The first thing we'll look at is the piece of puzzle box that comes with Pinhead. Not really much to be said, but it is one side of the puzzle box. Just as a comparison, what I did was I'm bringing in the puzzle box that I own, or at least one of them. Now this one is I believe this one is a metal plated wooden box. Fortunately, it doesn't open, which is good for me. That's more problems than I need to have. But as you can see, it is pretty much an exact copy. This one's a little shinier, but the piece of the puzzle box is exactly the same. It's a little bit higher. But scale-wise, once you get this put together, once you put these pieces together, you're going to essentially have roughly an accurate sized puzzle box. This is the exact size to that of the movie. Very shiny as well. I did do a review of this if you want to check it out. I probably will do a throwback on it though because, well, the original video was crappy. Just put that aside. So one piece down of the puzzle box. Let's have a look at Pinhead. And actually first, what maybe we'll do is we'll look at the accessories that he comes with. Pinhead does come with, if I zoom the camera in here, zoom, 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 he does come with one of his sharp instruments. Zoom back a little bit further so we can get it focused. As you can see, quite rusted. You got some blood going on there as well. Zoom, zoom, there we go. See that? That was it. There we go. As you can see, quite rusted, blood all over the blade. You can put it in his hand if you wish. Now the only problem is, I'm not going to say it just yet. Does anyone know what I was going to say? There we go, it's in his hand. I was going to say, the plastic is very fragile on this. So much so that if you're not careful, it will break right off. He also does come with something that this guy lost. This guy lost the first time when I did the NECA Cult Classics. What was the Hall of Fame Pinhead? As soon as I got it out of the package, I totally lost it. And that is the actual puzzle box. If I pick this up here, show you guys. Now again, I mean, for it's small. Obviously, it's quite small, but pretty detailed, I might add. For sorry, Pinhead's gonna fall here. Stay still, Pinhead. Come on. Gotta do a review of you. We don't need you falling all over the place. He's totally gonna fall. But the puzzle box is nice. Very, very small. So I would say do definitely be careful where you put these. Maybe as soon as if you are following along, you're opening your package as well, you've got your figure, your Pinhead out, and you're looking at him along with me, I would say as soon as you finish looking at him, put this in a bag. Because if you don't, you know what's going to happen. Of course you know what's going to happen. You're going to lose it. Now you can take the puzzle box, and you can wedge it, not really wedge it, but you kind of have to place it in his hand. I'm not doing a very good job of this so far. Like so. Now it doesn't really stay in there. I mean, I guess if you... No, it doesn't really want to... Yeah, he can hold it, but he can't really... It's going to fall. So I mean, if you're not careful and the figure falls off your shelf, this puzzle box will roll away somewhere. Kind of like that meatball, you know. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. The same thing would happen with the puzzle box. As soon as somebody sneezed or a good gush of wind came in, that puzzle box would be somewhere probably covered in hair. So we're going to just take the puzzle box and we're just going to put it maybe to the side here. Everybody remind me that it's there just in case. Alright, so let's look at Pinhead. Let's zoom right in. I really like this figure. I like it quite a bit. This figure is, what did I say, 2003? But as you can see, the detailing on it is quite nice. One thing I do like about this figure that I think the NECA Cult Classics one suffered with was the paint. Pinhead never has really been completely white. I mean, he has been later into some of the movies, but some of the earlier Hellraiser movies, Pinhead's face was more discolored like this. And you've got the the blue shade around the eyes, the coloring around the ears. It's a fantastic sculpt, providing the camera wants the focus. There we go. But just an all-around disgusting but very cool figure. Funny enough, it's funny how Pinhead didn't even have a name in the first Hellraiser movie. He was just a Cenobite. Certainly became the quick fan favorite. Now, unfortunately, one thing I would say, and it's an obvious gripe with the figure, if I had any gripe whatsoever, is these pins. These pins are just a soft plastic. They are bendable. Now you can see where the problem would lie. The fact that they bend, you have to be careful turning the head, You have to be careful that the figure doesn't fall off a shelf, because as soon as these pins banged something, they would probably either break off, or the pins would just flatten against his face, which is one of the only downsides to having a Pinhead figure. I would say do definitely be careful when you're handling him that you don't bend these pins. But great sculpt. No complaints whatsoever with the sculpt at all. I mean, it looks like Doug Bradley. It definitely looks like him. Your pleasure. If I zoom back, let's have a look at the rest of the body. The rest of the body is great as well. Of course it would be. I mean, Neca, even back then, did fantastic figures. He does come with the standalone weapon, his blade, but as you can see, the other Pinhead also has a wide array of weapons on his, I guess, wrapped around his outfit that he has. I'll give you a turnaround on the detail here. Just a solid figure. I would almost say this figure is a much nicer figure than the Cult Classics one was. Now, in the way of his articulation, Pinhead's head, as far as I know, then rotate. But do definitely be careful. As you see, I was extremely careful. It might be easier just to turn it by the ears. His shoulders can rotate. They can't bend out. It's all right. I mean, it's an older figure after all. You can swivel at the forearm. You can rotate at the hand. Same idea with this hand too. You can rotate at the arm and rotate at the hand. There is no waist articulation. There is no leg articulation, because as you can see, the undersiding is just a solid sculpted piece. And it's also squishy, which is kind of neat. The fabric, it's almost like a textured plastic, but it feels like fabric, which I really like as well. This is just a great figure. A good start, really, to these reviews. Again, I've always loved Pinhead. He's such an iconic character. One more turn around here. But definitely a figure, if you can find him, you can get the Cult Classics by all means, because the Cult Classics has the alternate human head. But to go back and get these guys and to get the pieces of the puzzle box, certainly a win-win. Pinhead here, I'm going to give a solid 8 to. A great figure, a great start to the next series of reviews that I've got lined up for you guys. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the NECA Real Toys Hellraiser Series 1 figures, and of course we had to start the reviews right at the head of the Cenobites. We were looking today at Pinhead. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. There are certainly more Hellraiser reviews on the way. Comment down below. Let me know, what do you guys think of this figure? Maybe you have it yourself. But I thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.